Mr. Rob Maclean.
All right. Thank you, Jean. We're supposed to be having fun here this evening. I don't know about you, but when Long Long was performing, I didn't breathe for 3.5 minutes. Scotiabank hockey tonight, this ain't. The sports department was asked to supply somebody highbrow. Must have been a typo. Anyway, the closest I've come to anything like this was Peter Zosky's golf tournaments. And I remember Shelley Ambrose, you definitely know, yeah. I remember I said to Don Cherry, I said, Don, we're doing these events for literacy. He said, that's a great idea. Too many people litter. All right, Lynn, I want to say hello to your mom and dad in Dartmouth, to your siblings in Halifax and Kincardine. They must be so proud of you. You know, we are all stars in the stories of our own lives, but this Gordon Rankin has been cast as the antagonist, and it all seems to make a whole lot of sense. He's a big hulk of a man, rank they call him, a rock'em sock'em goon. And he doesn't really relish the role, but somehow he's allowed himself to be used as an enforcer, especially by his father, and then one day there's a tragedy, and he disappears. 20 years later, he recognizes himself in a brand new novel by his former best friend. And he's obviously extremely upset because this is the only man to whom he's confessed his sins. And this begins a cyber campaign, a vitriolic campaign against this former friend, and it actually allows him to confront the role he has always been fleeing. The Antagonist is one of the most riveting collections of emails, personal emails, you'll ever read, legally. Here's Lynn Coady, the incredible Lynn Coady.
I had this really wonderful grade 9 teacher, Helen Kaniski, who was a really big supporter of my writing early on, and I wrote a poem about the Challenger space shuttle exploding, and she got it published in some little Cape Breton local anthology, and I think she proceeded to teach it every year in her grade 9 class. So like years afterwards, I remember coming back to visit the school and somebody telling me that they had, you know, been taught my poem that I had written in grade 9 just the year before. Your average reader has no love for you. They don't know who you are. They're not rooting for you. They're not, you know, turning the pages hoping it's going to be good. The reader owes you nothing. But as I started publishing, I started to realize that, you know, I owe something to readers. Readers don't necessarily owe something to me. I relate to all my characters in some way or another, and I relate to Rank in the same way. You know, I just had the same insecurities and the same feelings of having screwed up and the same feelings of having hurt people who I love or who I didn't mean to hurt. I guess Rank is just sort of on some level, he's a metaphorical projection of, you know, my own personal insecurities, like all characters are for authors. And I very much consider Twitter a new literary genre. One of the more exciting genres to come out of social media. There's a lot of really intelligent, fascinating, articulate, and erudite people, and what they're doing with those 140 characters and hashtags is a lot of fun to watch and participate in. They think it's pretty cool, but I think they don't understand why, if it's something I do full-time and that I'm considered successful at, why I'm not rich. Why doesn't that kind of translate into being wealthy? And I wonder about that too, frankly.